Howdy freeze dryers, this is Brian. Welcome back to the Live Life Simple kitchen. Today we're gonna make a freeze-dried fruit bar in the freeze dryer. We're gonna make an alternative to that sugary snack that we're used to. No added sugar, but it's gonna have plenty of flavor and plenty of sweetness. And this more than likely will be a very quick video because it's super simple, which I always like because I like making easy stuff in the freeze dryer, as I'm sure most freeze dryers do. The main component of this recipe is going to be bananas, and there's a couple ways you can sweeten this up a little bit. Bananas are already pretty sweet. I've done peaches, strawberries, and blueberries today, and then if you really need that extra sweetness, dates. Dates are an easy way to get a whole lot of sweetness, and they're a healthy alternative to sugary stuff. So the first thing that we need to do is determine which size freeze dryer you have for this recipe, because that is going to determine how much of each you need. And I don't usually do a recipe this way, but because this is kind of a liquid type recipe, you're gonna want to know how many cups to make in your blender, which you're gonna need a blender today. I have a large usually holds about 6 to 8 cups of whatever you're freeze drying. Depends on what you're freeze drying. Today we're gonna shoot for 6 or 7 cups. If you have a medium freeze dryer, those are usually 4 to 5, sometimes 6 cups. And you will definitely need your blender today. I'm using the almighty Vitamix. I like this Vitamix because it also has a food processor attachment that can go on the top. They're expensive, but to me, worth every penny because we process a lot of food in this house. So we're gonna start off with strawberries on this first one. And always rinse your fruits and vegetables. I'm actually gonna leave these whole. And I know some people might think that's gross, but in a Vitamix, it gets all these greens. Why not throw some extra greens in there? This is 16 ounces of strawberries. We're gonna do those first. We want to try and get them to a pureed type form. We wanna be able to pour this before we add the bananas in. And what we're trying to do, unlike most recipes that we do, we're actually trying to just get to a measurement. And most blenders do have the amount of cups. I'm gonna hit my 7 cup mark. I don't know how many bananas that's gonna take to get me there, but we're gonna find out right now. That's what 10 bananas looks like. There's our mark right there. We're real close. I think I'll go a little bit under on our first tray. We'll see what that gets us. You can see we have a really good, thick consistency. We want to have as little moisture as possible, and I think our pre-cut parchment is going to be pretty crucial on this recipe, or we're going to have a whole lot of stuff sticking. That's just going to help it release when it's all done. And then I'm going to drop some dividers in, and I have these in the 20 cavity position, and that'll basically give us half a banana and some strawberries in each one of these bars when it's done. I'm gonna throw a lid on this so we can throw this in the freezer and then work on our next one. Next, I'm gonna do a pound of frozen peaches. They would not have to be frozen, but peaches at my store right now are so expensive that I just did the frozen ones. And I'm hoping that we can just keep this same kind of recipe, 10 bananas and then a pound of whatever else we put in here. Just keep in mind that if you're using frozen fruit, it's going to throw your ratios off, of course, because the water is frozen into the fruit. If you need to add a little bit of extra water just to get it going and get it kind of liquefying, keep that to a minimum. It looks like our ratios did really well. I did 10 bananas again, 1 pound or 16 ounces of peaches, and just a dash of water because I had to put that water in to get it to start going. But I think you could squeeze a little bit more than 7 cups, but I like having a little bit under the lip of the tray. And then you need room for your dividers as well if you're using those. And I'm gonna do that same thing with the dividers, 20 portions. I think that'll work really nice. Let's go to our next one. That's gonna be blueberries and bananas. So we'll do 16 ounces of blueberries in this one. And with any luck, we'll have the same ratio and we'll have a third tray of fruit bars. Well, our blueberries threw us off just a little bit. I ended up adding 13 bananas. It probably has to do with the amount of water that is in the fruit. So strawberries, peaches are gonna have a lot more water than a blueberry does. So to get us up to that 7 cups, I did actually end up adding 13 instead of 10 bananas. Couple things you could do if you wanted to kind of get a little more mileage out of this. You could add some milk, you could add some juice, you could put some orange juice or something in there. Okay, so I've got my 3 trays of fruit bars done. Again, if you want to add more sweetness, use some dates. They're really good and they don't add a lot of volume to it, but a lot of sweetness. I'm only doing 3 trays of these fruit bars today because my other 2 trays are going to be my freeze-dried protein shakes, which is very similar ingredients, very similar water content and similar makeup, and it shouldn't affect the cycle time. That video will be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that one. I'm gonna get these in the deep freeze and then we're gonna get to freeze drying. All right, let's grab our fruit bars. All right, we've got some protein shakes and at the bottom we have some fruit bars. The protein shakes are gonna be a future video, but our fruit bars are gonna go in here right now. And take a minute to subscribe if you have a second, if you have not subscribed already. We do freeze drying, a little bit of homesteading, some gardening on this channel. And make sure you click that bell to get notifications of future videos. That's every Sunday at 8 o'clock for us. Check out those blueberry banana fruit bars. Those look really good. And some banana peach. And if you found this video helpful or other videos, make sure you give us a thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps get our videos out to freeze dryers and people who would like to see freeze drying videos. And if you've seen any products that you'd like in this video, then make sure you check out our website, freezedryingsupplies.com. If you'd like to check out the freeze dryer itself, you can do so by checking out our affiliate link down in the description. We'll put a link to that affiliate link. That will take you to Harvest Right. That'll give you all the info you want to see on the freeze dryer. And last but not least, make sure you check out our Facebook group and our MeWe group. That affiliate commission that we get from Harvest Right actually goes to those 2 groups. It helps maintain those groups. It helps us do free giveaways every week or every other week. You can have a chance to win something just by being a member of those groups. And I will see you in a minute and we will check out some freeze-dried fruit bars. All right, well, last night was kind of an interesting night. We had a tornado come through and just south of us and wiped out some of the town. But everyone in our family and everyone we know is safe. But what did happen is we had a power outage, and one cool thing about the freeze dryer is if you have a power outage, it will actually pick up where it left off. Unfortunately for me, that was kind of the last thing on my mind at the time, so I'm not sure how long it was actually out for, but it did pick up. The cycle finished up at about 42 hours, so we're gonna see if that got done. I actually labeled everything. Here's our strawberry, banana, blueberry, and our peach. And they all look good. Let's get them out. So I'm gonna take my infrared and just look for cold spots. If there's cold spots in here, then we know that these are not done. And these look like they're all reading pretty consistent, right around 80 degrees. So next what we need to do is actually lift these dividers up, and they're all coming out in one big portion. You can see the parchment is stuck to the back, which is nice because otherwise that would have been stuck on the tray. So it's gonna break apart in a nice bar. That way, you know, this is nice and solid. This is a perfect snack size portion too. Next, I'll bag these, I'll vacuum seal them in our Avid Armor, and we will taste test all 3 types of these, but I have very high hopes. They look really good, and I'm really happy with the portion size. So I took a sample from each of these. I have the blueberry, the peach, and then the strawberry. And all of the bars turned out really well. Let's try this blueberry first. And I'm gonna keep a glass of water handy because they're very dry. The banana overpowers whatever you're adding in with it. So I would suggest if you don't like banana, maybe replace some of that banana or all of the banana with something else. But I like banana as the base because it kind of ties everything together. Now we'll try the peach. And same thing on the peach. So you taste a hint of peach, but mostly banana just because most of it is made up of banana. So last we're gonna try the strawberry. I really like the strawberry. I'm not sure if I like it more than the blueberry. I really like the blueberry one, but they're a really good snack. I think that they would be a good replacement, a good healthy replacement for just any kind of stuff for kids that you usually give them to snack on, or for adults as well. But I think I'm gonna work those into my regular rotation and just keep those going and keep an inventory of those just so we can snack on them whenever we want. In the meantime, this is Retired at 40. Remember to live life simple, and we'll catch you next week.